Awesome. Hi, everyone. So we're gonna be doing the group matrix. Which quadrant does everybody want to start in?
We have to start in the bottom right.
The bottom left, right? Yep. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, the bottom right.
Bottom right.
Or bottom right. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Okay. What is important to all of you on the team about being a high performing team?
So I can go first. I think patience with everyone is a good one.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah.
I also think communication is really important. That's why I was like freaking out because we didn't have
The communication.
the communication part. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta figure it out.
I feel like
I think
would say
another important aspect is being open-minded to everybody else's ideas.
I
And
agree.
That
flexibility.
ties into like,
I feel like I would say
Flexibility.
flexibility. Yeah, flexibility.
especially with
Commenting
having to
on
work
being
across the
open.
time zones.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel like having like a good rapport as well, just it like builds our relationships where we would feel comfortable to share these things.
Yeah.
I was thinking
think
okay, I was thinking like dependability or like trustworthiness, so we can like trust each other to get our own parts done.
Mm-hmm.
Also kind
That's
of
a
like,
good one.
being respectful is another one, kind of ties into being open-minded and flexible, but just respecting everybody's ideas and respecting that we all have different thoughts, we all come from different backgrounds, and just kind of being sensitive to that.
On top of that, I think a willingness to learn is also important.
I love that because I feel like we're learning every day in our like careers and like
Yeah.
our
Constantly.
Definitely.
that's
We
really
are definitely in a career that is endless learning. I feel like I'm always learning something. I feel like my BCBAs who've been in the field for 10 plus years are still continuously learning. There's just things that are constantly changing. So that's definitely an important one.
Yeah.
absolutely.
okay.
And knowing that we're not always going to have the right answer. Like, it's going to take time to get there.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else for that quadrant?
I think that's good.
I think
Those
that's
are
a
all
pretty
really
good
good.
list that we have.
Yeah, I like it.
Awesome.
Okay.
So we go bottom left next.
Yes.
Yep.
Bottom left.
Okay. And remind me again, feelings are bold or like all caps.
All caps.
Thoughts
All
are
caps.
italicized.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
And just so everybody knows, it says when you think about being a high performing team, what thoughts or feelings show up or get in the way?
So are these going to be more like barriers?
Yep. Anxiety.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like stress outside of school, like just like, the things that we all have going on that no one necessarily knows.
Yeah.
You said
Exhaustion.
stress. Sorry.
One big one for me is
Oh, go ahead.
sorry. One big one for me is self-doubt.
I was
Just
gonna say
not
that.
being confident, not being confident in what you're talking about and not speaking up. So just kind of yeah.
I know for me, I don't remember if it was this class or my other class, but at the beginning, there was a whole section on like imposter syndrome. And I feel like that's kind of been where I'm at as we get closer to the end of like,
Yes.
this is my job now. Like I'm in charge of these, for a lot of us tiny little kids, and I'm responsible for like everything that they do. And it feels like it shouldn't be my job, but like all of a sudden it's becoming my job.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like
Yep.
kind of goes with it, but like the fear of failure at this or job or like anything.
Anything.
My whole life, all of it.
Yes, because we put so much effort into doing all of this that like it could all
Yes, or like the balance of school and work and family and social life and then self-care.
What is that?
I think another feeling that I definitely have is what are other people thinking, like other people's opinions. Just being self-conscious about that.
Self-conscious.
There's two. I'm self-conscious and then what are people thinking?
You spell that.
That is why we have spell check.
That's right.
The spell check got turned off on my Word docs, and I don't know how. So I had to, sorry, this is so random. I had to go in and like turn it back on. There were so many red lines.
Oh,
Let's try and add like one more maybe thought.
Not being good enough.
Say that one more time. Sorry.
Not being good enough. Like thinking
Or,
that
like,
you're not, or that you're not smart
Perfectionism.
enough.
Yeah.
I always think that I'm gonna say something stupid that doesn't make sense, or I like mix up like two acronyms or two different like ABA terms
Mhm.
Yeah.
because they all get a little bit
So
jumbled in my head sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's also so many acronyms. Like,
Mhm.
just say visual perspective. Just kidding. Just say VPMTS. But
Perfect.
Well,
It's
and then there's so
definitely
many
hard to
things
keep
that are
track
like
of everything.
variants of other things. So it's, just all
Yeah.
jumbles together.
Does anybody have anything else that they wanted to add? I can make the font smaller so we can add more things in there too.
I think that's
I'm
good.
good.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think we covered everything.
All right. Now we're doing top right. No, top left.
Top left.
Top left.
Top left. Top left. Okay. What do you move away from or under the control of that bottom left?
Definitely self-talk. Like
Yep.
positive self-talk is a huge one, at least for me.
Do I have to,
would
do I have
like
to type this a certain way, or is it just like just normal?
This is
Just
just stuff.
normal.
Yeah.
I feel like just removing myself from like whatever space that is. So like if I get stressed out like doing school stuff, I'm gonna take a break from my computer and I'm gonna like physically move myself from the room. So I feel like that helps. That helps me.
Well, and just like making sure that you schedule time for yourself too.
Mm-hmm.
And stick to it. That's my biggest problem is like I tell
Yes.
myself I'm gonna go do yoga and like actually do yoga. And then I'm like, oh no, I have homework to do. I need to go do that. Like that's more important. But in reality, I need to stick with the self-care so I can do other things.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of goes off
specifically-
of the self-care, but just making sure that you sleep. Actually getting good sleep, because I have a bad habit of staying up too late to have a sense of free time,
I'm sorry. My brain froze. What did you say?
I was just saying making sure you have a decent sleep schedule.
Another one that I find myself doing is like talking to a friend or someone that may quote unquote get it and kind of venting. I find that actually is helpful to kind of get those thoughts out of my head, but also see another perspective that they might have in helping me or looking at something in a different way.
I have something that kind of goes off of that, but it's also talking to someone who is completely removed from any situation I'm in. So like someone who knows nothing about it, and I can just like explode everything on them, and they just won't care either way.
They don't have an answer. They don't know.
Yeah. I feel like I think we just have to create that community for everyone. Like
Absolutely.
I have my community within my company, but then outside of outside of that, I also have a community that's still ABA based. So I feel like just having those multiple people that you can communicate with is super beneficial.
Yes.
So
And
would y'all
Hi.
go for like having a support system like at work?
At home, work and home, I would
Mm.
think.
This
Uh,
box is too
going-
like means of like avoiding it, because in the I think in the example, it's about like avoidance.
Oh, so
So
this
it's
is
like-
this is all for the other quadrant, yeah?
That goes into the other one.
You're right. So this is like what almost quote unquote negative behaviors
It's like
do engage
avoiding
in.
speaking up.
Yeah,
about it.
like escape. So like
So I
I
like
would
procrastinate my homework.
yes, or
Yeah.
I stop talking, or I get quiet, or
Stop responding to group texts.
Remove myself.
yeah.
Like the opposite of what I said, kind of piggybacking off of procrastinating, like staying up too late, even though you know you should be being productive.
The
like,
opposite of
just scrolling on your phone.
Like,
Something that I
yeah.
sometimes do is I don't give my opinion on a topic out of
Yeah.
fear that I'm wrong or that I might be viewed as not smart. So
I do that to try and avoid if I think there might be a conflict. I just won't say what I'm thinking
Yep.
Me too.
because I'm
Conflict.
like such a people pleaser.
Same.
Hmm.
Same.
I am too.
It's hard.
Me too.
I feel like this field is filled with them.
Yeah, you have
Oh,
to
yeah.
be like empathetic and all that. Like,
Yeah.
feel everyone's emotions too much.
I kind of like shut down. I think that like I just kind of stop, which is very the opposite of me because I'm constantly going. So like I just shut down and do nothing.
To be
Yeah.
honest, I just eat a lot. Eat
I
a
get
lot
it.
and sleep.
Yes.
Sleep and just, yeah, I remove myself from situations.
yeah, they avoid the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'll just get myself super worked up until I like snap sounds like aggressive, but like really it's just like bursting in tears.
Oh,
Like,
I
yeah, it's like
literally
a-
had
like,
that about an hour ago. So
It's just like you start to like you just melt down.
Yeah, yeah.
So do we feel good about the upper right quadrant? Or do we want to add to that as well?
I'm fine with it.
I feel like that covers it because we basically have an opposite for just about everything that we listed on the left.
Okay, so then I will
Mallory, is there anything you want to say? I just saw your message.
oh
We can hear you.
Now.
yeah.
Okay, I think I had it on. I'm using Beats, so I think it was on like my computer, and like I was like trying to talk, and then like it never did. But anyway, I was just gonna add for like that top right, maybe like planning ahead or like a planner or something. That's the only thing I was trying to say. That's it.
Got you. I just saw I have my thing minimized, so I didn't see your message until just now.
I just sent it, like literally.
Oh,
like, a
okay,
minute
cool.
ago.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so do we feel good about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I will stop the recording.
Cool.